Port Charles was buzzing with shockwaves the morning the truth finally surfaced. Willow Corinthos was officially cleared of all charges. The cloud that had hovered over her life for months vanished in a single court ruling. But while relief washed over the hospital corridors, it also unleashed something far more dangerous. Secrets that had been buried too long were now threatening to explode. And at the center of it all stood Michael Corinthos, caught between gratitude, guilt, and a growing fear that the truth might still destroy everything he loved. Willow's exoneration changes everything. Willow stood outside General Hospital, sunlight warming her face as tears slipped down her cheeks. For the first time in months, she wasn't fighting to prove her innocence. She was free. Michael wrapped his arms around her, holding her tightly as if letting go might undo the miracle they just witnessed. "We can finally breathe," Willow whispered. Michael nodded, but his expression was tense. He knew Port Charles well enough to understand one thing: exoneration never meant closure. Inside the hospital, two people watched the reunion from a distance: Trina Robinson and Kai Taylor. They exchanged a look. This wasn't over. Trina and Kai hold the missing piece. Trina had never intended to get involved. She was an artist, a truth seeker by nature, but not someone who thrived on confrontation. Still, what she'd overheard weeks ago refused to leave her mind. Kai, however, had been more directly pulled into the chaos. As a legal intern with access to sealed evidence and off-the-record conversations, Kai had stumbled across inconsistencies that didn't add up. Documents were altered, timelines shifted, witness statements mysteriously softened. Willow hadn't just been framed, she'd been used. "The wrong person went down," Kai said quietly as they stood near the nurse's station. Trina folded her arms. "And the right person is still walking around free." Their shared silence spoke volumes. They both knew the truth could help Michael, but it could also destroy him. Michael's growing unease. Later that evening, Michael found himself alone in his office at Aurora, staring at a family photo on his desk. Willow, the kids, a picture of happiness that felt suddenly fragile. A knock at the door broke his thoughts. Trina stepped in first, Kai right behind her. "Is this about Willow?" Michael instinctively asked. Trina nodded. "She's safe, for now." Michael frowned. "What does that mean?" Kai closed the door behind them. "It means the case that nearly ruined her wasn't just about her." Michael's jaw tightened. "Then tell me who it was about." "The secret that could change everything." Trina hesitated, clearly torn. "We didn't come here lightly, but you deserve to know the truth." Kai pulled out a folder, copies, not originals. During the investigation, someone with influence redirected the blame. Evidence that pointed elsewhere was buried. Michael's eyes scanned the papers. His breathing slowed. "This leads to—" He stopped, unable to finish the sentence. Trina met his gaze. "Someone close to you." The room felt suddenly smaller. Michael stood, pacing. "Why didn't you say something sooner?" Kai answered honestly. "Because we weren't sure who we could trust, and because exposing this person could trigger a war in Port Charles." Michael stopped pacing. "So why tell me now?" "Because Willow's exoneration gives us leverage, and because the truth has a way of coming out, with or without our help." A moral crossroads. Michael sank into his chair, torn between rage and responsibility. If this information went public, it would shatter alliances, destroy reputations, and possibly put Willow back in danger, emotionally if not legally. But if he stayed silent, the real villain would never face consequences. "I need time," Michael said quietly. Kai nodded. "We understand, but not too much time." As Trina and Kai left, Michael stared at the folder again, knowing one decision could change the future of his family and Port Charles itself. Willow senses the truth. That night, Willow noticed the distance immediately. Michael was there physically, but his thoughts were miles away. "What's wrong?" she asked gently. He hesitated, then forced a smile. "Nothing, just business." Willow wasn't convinced. "Michael, I don't want secrets anymore." He looked at her, pain flickering in his eyes. "I'm trying to protect you." Her voice softened. "Sometimes protection feels like silence, and silence can hurt more." Michael pulled her into a hug, but his mind replayed Trina's words. The truth has a way of coming out. Trina's resolve, Kai's warning. Across town, Trina stared at a half-finished sketch on her easel, a fractured heart mending itself with gold lines. "Kintsugi," she murmured, "broken but stronger." Kai watched her. "Once this comes out, there's no undoing it." Trina set her brush down. "Then maybe it's time Port Charles stopped pretending it can heal without honesty." Kai exhaled. "Michael's not the only one who will be affected." "I know, but Willow deserves peace, and peace built on lies never lasts." What happens next? With Willow exonerated, the legal chapter may be closed, but the emotional fallout is just beginning. Will Michael expose the truth, even if it costs him everything? Will Trina and Kai take matters into their own hands if he doesn't? And when the real culprit is revealed, will Port Charles ever be the same? One thing is certain. Trina and Kai didn't just save Willow. They may have ignited the next storm in General Hospital. And this time, there's no hiding from the truth.